Beside the great space there is none other. Drop your mind, drop your self. Thou art that. The Upanishads say, thou art that. That absolute reality, which in Hinduism is called Brahman, thou art that. That's the truth. And when I read Joel Goldsmith as a freshman in college, it's typical when we first leave home, whether we go to college or somewhere else, that it can be pretty lonely. And I was, I guess, 18 years old. And I would turn to this book, and that sense of oneness with God was a companion for me. I would read the book. It's practical. He talks about how to meditate in his way. It's a contemplative kind of meditation. I guess you could call it Christian mysticism. It's the thou art that resonates in these pages. He carries it. It's a realization, and as the author, he, in a sense, imbues the pages with that insight. It's like poetry or music where there's more. It's more than just the words. There's a transcendent beauty to it that we wake up to, and he carries that. Franklin Merrell-Wolff carries that. That was the first step for me. It's a couple of things. One thing is thou art that. That the separate self that you conceive of yourself to be, or that feels like you are, is not real. That separation is not real, and that you're actually one with God. That's the basic reality. It already is. Consciousness without an object is. Before objects came into being, consciousness without an object is. The second part of that, and I think is really important, is it's possible to wake up to that, to realize it, to become aware of our conscious union, our oneness with that transcendent reality, in a sense to escape samsara, which is the wheel of birth and death and appearances, the wheel of suffering. That when we become aware of our true nature, we're basically happy. We are happy. We are happiness itself, the sole reality upon which everything else rests. And we're not separate from it. It's more like a state of hypnotism. That's another. Joel Goldsmith has a talk. We used to have tapes. We used to have cassette tapes back in the day. It's probably on YouTube. It's called The Thunder of Silence. And he talks about hypnotism. I remember listening to it. And he said, it's hypnotism. I can remember the sound of his voice. He had this resonant voice. It's a kind of hypnotic state that leads us to believe that we're separate. It was really important to me as a young person to read and feel like I could recognize it in my depths. It rang true to me that our true nature is one with God, or whatever we want to call that absolute essence of all that is, and that it's possible to realize it. And it's possible to realize it in this lifetime. He talks about his own experience, and let's say he's reading the Bible and there's parts of Scripture that speak to him, and he would take that and contemplate it and meditate on it. Like, for example, I and my Father are one. Like, what does that mean? And like, what does that mean for me? It's a contemplative meditation on the meaning of these transcendent statements that we find in Scripture, whether it's the Bible or the Upanishads or the Dhammapada, any number of sacred texts that says this is real and you can do it. That, I have crossed over. Thou art that. This is true. This is real. This is the fundamental reality, and you can do it. You can wake up. You can be free. All the frustration, all the nonsense that we deal with in life, you can be truly free of it. Because what happens is you can realize that transcendent reality, and you realize that everything that we experience is that transcendent reality, and that when we recognize the totality of it and our unity with it, our true nature, it's kind of like seeing a mirage, and all of a sudden you realize it's not real, and it's still there, it just doesn't affect you. There's no lake. You can't drown in that. Shankara talks about seeing a rope as a snake. So you see a rope, you're going down a road and it's dimly lit, maybe it's at dusk, and you see a coiled up rope, and all of a sudden you get scared because you think it's a snake. Realizing that it's just a rope gets rid of that fear entirely. I mean, you even laugh to yourself. It's not real at all. It appears to be, but it's not. It's like that. I'm saying that's how it is. So it's real and you can do it. The question is, do you want to do it? Is it something, is it for you? When I read The Art of Meditation, something in me recognized the value of it. And it was greater than anything else. It's hard to articulate that. It doesn't exclude the things of the world, it includes it. It's just that it transcends and includes. It's transcendent and immanent. It's both beyond and within. It's everything. I was in college. I had to study for exams, I had to get to school, get to classes on time. I had to feed myself. It's really interesting to realize that the things of this world appear, and they do exist in a certain sense, but they're not real. They're not eternal and unchanging. They come and they go. This body is part of it. The thoughts are part of it. Emotions are part of it. And there's this extremely happy reality. It's absurd. It's like I'm putting happy faces, smiley faces all over it. It's nothing like that. It's in peacefulness and stillness, maybe out in nature. Maybe we're out walking with our dog, and it's at dawn maybe, and there's a pond. Just the cattails, the light, pink and golden and maybe a little bit of blue, and it's everywhere, it's everything, and we feel happy with that. Not everyone will. It's easy to get distracted. Maybe we're on our phone, we're in our thoughts, we're in that bubble, that thought bubble of self, and we feel separate from that beauty, from that transcendent beauty. Or it could be like going to an art museum where, like I've been to the Uffizi in Florence, and we're seeing this incredible art. It's like going in there and being on your phone. You can do it. You can do it. That's part of it, is it's so utterly forgiving. We get lost, and it's okay. It's up to you. I didn't want to be like that. I saw that I was being led like cattle to a slaughter. That was the image that came to me. That's kind of harsh, perhaps, but it's kind of the case. It's like, go to college, grow up, get a job, and then you die. That's the simple version. That didn't sit well with me. That can't be it. Something in me said that cannot be it. That can't be it. See, we know the truth of it. We look around and it's like everyone else is doing it. Everyone else, just about everyone else, is just playing the game. If you have the biggest house, the nicest car, or the most nice cars, or the biggest, who cares? It's going to be gone in a blink of an eye. It'll be gone. The body will be gone. All of that will be gone. Why cling to it? It would be like investing in a stock that's guaranteed to fail. Like your stockbroker says, hey, I got a tip for you. Here's a stock. And by the way, it's going to go to zero. Guaranteed. Why would you invest in that? It makes no sense. Or you're struggling, feel like you're drowning, you're dog paddling or treading water, and you're going down, and someone hands you an anvil. Why would you cling to that? All it does is take you down. The things of the world by themselves, first of all, they're absurd. All you have to do is read the existentialist writers, and they go on and on about it. The absurdity. The myth of Sisyphus by Camus, it's a punishment where he's rolling a boulder up a hill and it rolls back down, and that's all he does for eternity. Everything we build falls apart, is destroyed. What is the point? Wake up to reality. That's the whole point. That solves it. We realize that it opens out into infinity and shows us what was already there, and we're happy. And it doesn't depend on anything. Nothing needs to happen for it to be the case. It already is. It's fantastic.